Hey, this is Soki and Sensei Briggs again here, coming to you from our home. Um, so tonight, or what I'm going to do now, to upload this on YouTube is Sensei didn't know anything about this until a couple minutes ago. So, and she don't know what all it's going to be about, but she asked what we're doing, and I said, well, I'm going to interview you. We got through making the video for the Thursday night, April 2nd training video to put on YouTube. So now I'm gonna make a quick one, probably put it on YouTube, I don't know, maybe tomorrow or tomorrow night, sometime over the weekend, something like that, sometime before Tuesday night, most likely. So this is Chance. I know that Kiyoshi Herfer interviewed me when I was in Texas about some things, talked to me and so forth. So this is some things that I want to do. I want to do it to you. I want to do it to Kiyoshi Herfer. Maybe some, maybe all the black belts in Kidokime-ryu. I don't know, the ones that I can get to anyway, to interview them and put it on YouTube. So I'm going to start out with some just general basic stuff. I know the answers to most all these questions, but the public out there don't know. And YouTube's going to be open to anybody. So don't look at me like I'm stupid if I ask you a question. Just answer it for the camera, because I want to everybody get to know, especially the people that's been on the Kidokime-ryu Karate-do Facebook page, and as you know, we've got people on there internationally, from all over the world, from Japan and Okinawa to Europe to South America, all over North America, just all over the world, and a lot of them that we met while we're both being inducted into the Hall of Fame, Legends Hall of Fame up in New Jersey last October. So a lot of them don't know Sensei Briggs. They've seen her on there, they've seen things I've put on there, they've seen things if you've talked to them like up in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, but they don't know. So that's why I'm going to ask you questions. So, and if I get personal with you, don't backhand me off the stool, just answer the question. Okay, so where were you born at?
I was born in Roanoke, Virginia in October of 1959.
October
3rd,
1959. So there you go, you got a birthday. And you were raised not too far from there, right?
Right. I was born in Roanoke and lived there till I was 10, I believe, if I remember correctly. And then my father came home one day and looked at my mother and said, we need to take a car ride. And the car ride ended up on a 7-acre piece of property that he had purchased without telling my mother. So that became the home place. So we lived there until I left home many years ago.
Okay. So you grew up on a farm.
On a farm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, outside of Roanoke, pretty close to Roanoke,
Yes.
Virginia and stuff. So what was the name of your elementary school? Do you remember?
I went to Green Valley Elementary School in Roanoke, and then when we moved and built the house, I went to Manita Elementary.
Oh, they never had a middle school back then,
No.
did they?
No,
it was just elementary school and high school.
Mm-hmm.
And what high school did you graduate from?
I went to Stanton River High School, home of the Golden Eagles, in Manita, Virginia.
Is that a big shout out?
It is. Go Eagles!
So, all right. So, I know that, well, in high school you were a cheerleader, right?
Yes.
In high school?
Yes.
Okay. So that was part of your passion, being a cheerleader, I guess, and you went to college and stuff. So, and which college did you go to?
I went a little bit later in life. I didn't go, well, I went for about a year right out of high school. And then other avenues called. So later in life, after I had both my children, I decided it was time to go back to school. So I went to a private business college in Salem, Virginia, put myself through school, graduated with a bachelor's degree in accounting.
And so you mentioned your two kids, which are like my own. What's their names and where do they live? And
Michael is the oldest. He currently lives in Evington, Virginia, which is about 45 minutes from the home place in Bonita. He is married, has one little girl, Penny, one of our grandchildren. And then Joanna, my daughter, who is the newest member of our karate class, she actually lives in the home place in Bonita with her husband and our youngest grandchild, Jenna.
And Jenna's the one with cystic fibrosis.
Jenna was born with cystic fibrosis.
Everybody don't know, our youngest grandbaby was born with cystic fibrosis. We're going to try and get that little girl into martial arts.
She's already counting 1 to 5 in Japanese.
Yeah, her pops got her started counting 1 to 5, and Joanna's got her counting in Japanese, and Joanna's keeping up with that and helping teach her a little bit of Japanese and so forth.
She's working on it at the age of 2.
Yeah. So let's skip from there. That kind of give everybody a background. Let's skip from there and come all the way up until, because you've done, well, first of all, you work for the Hartford Insurance Company.
Yes.
You've been with them how long now?
20 years.
20 years? Okay.
A little over 20 years.
Yeah. So let's skip through all that and get up to when you started martial arts. How long have you been in martial arts now? About 10 years, isn't it?
It's been about 10 years, yes.
10 years?
Yes.
Okay. And is that something that you wanted to do? Always wanted to do? Did you? What's the story behind that?
Well, like most people, you watch karate movies on TV. You know, The Karate Kid, Steven Seagal movies, you know, that type of thing, which are all Hollywood, if you will. So it was something that I always enjoyed watching and was always interested in. Never took the time really or ever really thought about pursuing that, you know, in any way. It was just something I thought was really cool. And then I met Soki Briggs, and lo and behold, it took me a while to put it all together, but here he was. I found out when I met him that he loved martial arts. And I thought, okay, well, maybe I can learn something, you know, by talking to him or asking. Never dreamed in a million years that I would end up where I am today, which is still.
You had no idea.
I had no idea.
You had no idea how long I'd been in martial arts or what rank I was at that time, or if I was an instructor or just somebody had a fascination with it or anything.
He was working as a police officer at that time, and I knew that he had a background, of course, in the military. I knew some of the things he did, like the combatives training, that type of thing. Really had no idea what role martial arts played in his life. Had no idea. And I remember when he first started talking about maybe getting a class together as an outreach ministry for our church. And I thought, well, that's pretty cool. You know, maybe we'll get some kids and families at our church together, you know, whatever. And in the process, I thought he was going to kill me the first class we had. I went and for a while was not quite sure what I thought about it, because in my mind it certainly was not like what I had seen on TV. It was not Hollywood style whatsoever.
Real martial arts, is it?
No, it isn't by any means.
The McDojo is more like that.
Yes,
We're not a McDojo whatsoever.
No, we are not a McDojo, believe me. And it took me a while, even after I had agreed to continue and to be in the class and to pursue this, it took me a while to realize exactly who he is.
We're not going to talk about me. We want to talk about you. We want to see
That's part of the
where
journey.
you're coming from.
That's part
here.
of the journey.
So your passion in martial arts is what? What do you like? What specific part do you like?
Oh, I love kata.
Yeah,
I'm
kata.
all about kata.
Yeah.
I love kata.
So a lot of people don't know this, but you're undefeated at kata for the 10 years that you've been doing this. You've won some grand championships in kata. Some of them you just didn't compete in grand championship. After you won your division, you just left and stuff like that. But you're undefeated in kata.
Yes.
No one's ever beat you at a tournament in sport karate.
Right.
And kata, and that's something that a lot of people don't know. So even if it's not a kata that you know, if you understand kata and stuff like that, you can still teach it, even though it might not be a specific kata that you know. So you know, even if she's rusty, and I know that she hasn't practiced on kata in a while, we have somebody in their class that is struggling with kata or something, I usually send them to go see her, because people has different knacks for different things, and yours was kata, and so she takes care of that side of the house, the kata side. So here you are. I mean, you're undefeated kata champion, forms champion, and you've won many different divisions from the beginner all the way up through black belt in your age category and sex and stuff like that. So here you are, and last October, we touched on it a little bit, but what happened to you last October in New Jersey?
Oh, yes. Very surprisingly, I had the honor of being inducted into the Martial Arts Legends Hall of Fame as Instructor of the Year.
Karate instructor.
In karate.
Yeah, because the Legends, they have different categories for different disciplines, just like Taekwondo has their category, Kung Fu has their category and stuff like that. So you got the Karate Instructor of the Year.
Yes.
Inducted into the Legends Martial Arts Hall of Fame as the Karate Instructor of the Year last October in Mount Laurel, New Jersey.
Yes.
Yeah, surprise, huh?
Surprise, very much so.
It's well deserved.
Very
well deserved, because this I can honestly say about you from, you know, training you and working with you. You've never tried to take any shortcuts in the dojo or anything like that, and as a black belt that's higher than you, that's, if you will, I guess, in that hierarchy, in that chain of command, if you will, as, you know, your instructor, you know, I see that you've never tried to take any shortcuts. You've always tried to keep Kidokime-ryu as pure as what it can be, taught the way it's supposed to be, you know, and stuff like that. And you've made a name for yourself by sticking to your principles, sticking to your loyalty, sticking to your honor, sticking to your integrity, everything that basically that the Bushido Code, which is what we teach by Kidokime-ryu, everything that the Bushido Code teaches, you stuck straight to that, and you've accomplished what you've accomplished without straying outside of the lines of the Bushido Code, without, you know, having anybody ever having, that I know of, that's questioned your honor or your loyalty to me and to the style, you know, and just, you know, I mean, some people might, you know, you have haters anywhere, you know, that's going to make up stuff and say stuff and hate you just because you've accomplished something that they've not, or you've done something that's brought spotlight on you or whatever. But I can honestly say, and so can you, you know, when you've never strayed from that loyalty and that honor and that integrity of the martial arts and how it's taught from the style And for me, as your instructor, you've never put any of that in jeopardy, and you still accomplished what you've done. And you weren't looking to accomplish that. You weren't doing it for that,
Nope.
right?
Nope, I didn't do it for that.
You do it because of the what? The
I
love
do it
of
because I love it.
Yeah.
And because that's the way things are supposed to be done. You know, not only are you my instructor, but you're my husband as well.
But we keep that separate
we do.
in the dojo.
That is separate. When we step in the dojo, this is my instructor. Okay, he ceases to be my husband, and this is and it's very hard to do. That's a very fine line to walk, and it's hard to do. But I am a loyal person by nature. I will stay loyal and stay true to what I've been taught, to what I've been shown, to what I know for as long as I live. And it will be that way with the martial arts as well as anything else that I am passionate about.
Yeah. And I can honestly say, and I'm sure you can piggyback on this, there have been people out there, I know because you hear rumors. There have been people out there that I know that will accuse you, or accuse me, if you will, that you've gotten where you've got because of me, that you've gotten the rank that you've got, or you've gotten into the legends, or that you've got, and I just want to tell everybody from my standpoint, I'm probably harder on you. You see me teach class, and then when we come home, and if we train at home, I'm harder on you here than I am people at class. And it's not a harder as in we're arguing or fighting about something. It's just I'm more strict in what we do here, and I teach you harder here. So we both know you can put that to rest. That doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't happen.
You got where you got on your good merits and your hard work.
And I worked for it.
And exactly. And nothing was just handed to you on a silver platter.
It was not.
Now, you do have the luxury of being married to your instructor, you know. So, you know, and you hear rumors of that people, and, you know, people, if they start rumors because they got something they're dealing with themselves, you know, there's no place for rumors, especially if you're making up stuff or trying to make someone look bad or anything like that. But you hear rumors, you know, that, you know, you get more training because you're married with me, and, you know, versus everybody else in the dojo. Well, what would they expect us to do?
I mean, we do live together.
Yeah, we live together, and we sit around, and we don't talk about martial arts 24/7.
We don't.
We don't talk about it as near as much as what people would think that we do. Now, if we're on a road trip going somewhere, and, you know, 4 or 5, 6 hour trip or what have you, we talk about a whole lot of things, you know.
Well,
but on the flip side of that, if we're both sitting in the couch some night on a Friday night or any other night, and you look at me and say, hey, can you help me work on this technique? Or can we work on kata or something like that?
Then as my instructor, I would expect you to say yes.
Yes, well, as your husband, you would expect me to say yes too.
Well,
so that's just one of the privileges we get of being married to each other and stuff, and it's not anyone's fault. It's just the situation. I mean, there's nobody out there. If you love your spouse, there's nobody out there. If you asked your spouse, hey, can you help me work on this, that you wouldn't do it. Like, let's say you're a softball coach, you know, and your spouse, your female spouse, plays on the female softball team, and the husband is a coach, and she says, hey, can you help me on my softball game? Can we go to a batting cage or something like that? That husband don't take her. That's room for domestic, probably. You know, and it's a good time to spend with each other as husband and wife.
And I know when we first started this class, and I realized that it was something that I was going to continue to do, I made it known in class that I did not get extra instruction at home. It was very important to me that everybody knew that I was on the same playing field that they were on. And I didn't. I did not ask him to do anything with me at home for a long time, because it was important to me that everybody else knew that even though we were married and living together and all that, that what we did in class, I worked as hard for it as they did.
But you wouldn't have been wrong in doing that either.
No, I would not have been wrong,
And now
but at that point in time, it was important to me that everybody understood that.
Right. But now, I mean, we'll sit around, we'll be like, you know, hey, let's practice something. Let's work out. Let's do this and let's do that. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Hey, we worked or we live together. We're husband and wife. So if anything else, it builds that bond of marriage, of working with each other on stuff and doing things like that. You know, so who in their right mind could ever say anything bad about working on the bonds of marriage? I mean, you should be.
It doesn't matter how you do it.
Exactly.
I mean, really.
You know, you got something in common with each other, make the most of it.
Exactly.
You know, husband and wife likes to go to the movies, they go to the movies together. We like to practice martial arts, so we practice martial arts together.
And we do now more than we have in the past.
Right.
We do now more than we have, especially as I've gotten higher in rank.
By the way,
I've taken advantage of the knowledge of my instructor.
By the way, and this is something to be very, very, very proud of in my eyes for you anyway, because I had the, I don't even know what you'd call it. I had the opportunity, I guess. I started martial arts at a young age. You know, you didn't start till you were 50 years old, and you're 60 now, turning 61 in October. And I mean, just really, really fit and look good. For 60 and so forth. Don't even look near your age. But you're accomplishing all this on up in the upper years of your life, you know, versus starting out as a small kid, as a teenager, somebody in their 20s. You know, you didn't start till you were 50 years old, and you're still, and you're testing again coming up in a few months, and you're 60 years old now, near enough. I'm 61, and you're still testing for rank.
I am.
You know, and you've had injuries in there. You've had what, three injuries? Two.
Broken my hand, my thumb.
Yeah.
No, my knuckles. It was my knuckles I broke.
Right.
And both of my feet twice.
Yeah, the end stuff on both your feet. Yeah. So, and I mean, you've had injuries, and you're still in there kicking, still going at it. So, you know, for all the young people out there that's like, oh, I can't do that, that's too hard, or this or that, make an excuse. That's all it is making
that's all it is an excuse, because you do anything you set your mind to.
Right.
Anything, doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah. And don't wish for a belt, work for a belt.
I work for it, believe me.
Yeah.
This is not, you know, like we said before, this is not Hollywood karate. This is the real deal.
Yeah.
This is the real deal. And anything in life that you have in life that's worth something to you or something you want is worth working for. There are things that you just have to work at, and karate is an ongoing work in progress. I am an ongoing work in progress.
We all are. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You got anything else you want to say? I don't think that's going to about end it for our video.
No, just a lot of thanks to you.
Yeah.
As my instructor for
you keep
helping
pushing
me get
me
where I am, and I couldn't have done it without you and the good
Lord. Only
Lord.
thing I do is I teach you. You get there through your own merits. I don't give you anything. As a matter of fact, like we said earlier, I'm probably harder on you than I am anybody in that class. I don't give you anything. I teach you. You earn it yourself.
True.
You
That's
know?
very true.
So, you know, I mean, your teacher is great, and there's a lot to be said to loyalty to your teacher, which I know that I have from you as your teacher, not only as your teacher, but as your husband, stuff like that. But there's a lot to be said to that. But being that type of loyalty and that type of sincerity and all that kind of stuff, it works out for you. You know, you just got to stay with it.
Right.
You know, these young people quit or I'm not even saying young people, anybody.
Anybody.
You know, if you're in class, quit wishing for your next belt. Work and earn your next belt. You know, because most likely, if your instructor is worth their weight in gold or worth their weight in anything, if they're worth anything, they had to earn everything they got. I know I certainly did, and you have. So quit hoping that something's given to you and just work your butt out and earn it, because hard work pays off.
Yes, it does.
How many times we say that in class?
Every night.
Hard work pays off. We try to stress the importance of working hard.
Yes.
Hard work pays off. You've got to work hard at it, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.